And once again, Uncle Henry has written his memoirs, and they are available for those of you who email him.
How much are they selling for?
How much are you selling them for, Dad? And I understand Uncle Levi has some memoir.
He's written one too.
He's out. Has everybody read that one?
Yep.
So those are very, very important. I've actually encouraged my dad to supplement some of his because there's a lot more memories that he's told me about afterwards so we'll see. Okay, sorry.
No, good? Yep, you're good.
Maria, daughter of John E. and Gertrude Friesen, was born April 26, 1908 in St. Anne Municipality, 1.5 miles north of Blumenort, and they were in that yard where she was born before. She was the second daughter in a family of 14 children, and her older sister died at a very young age, so she was considered the oldest in the family. Her formal education was limited. She attended the Blumenhof School for 4 years. When mother was 18 years old, she attended baptismal instruction classes in the Blumenort Kleingemeinde in Evangelical Maronite Church, was baptized upon her confession of faith, and received into membership on November 21st, 1926. Later, she transferred her membership to Steinbach, which she remained a faithful member until the Lord took her home. June 6, 1927, mother was united in holy bonds of matrimony with John U. Klassen, a young farmer from Twin Creeks, southeast of Blumenort. Our parents moved into the farm in Twin Creek, and little did they realize difficulties that awaited them when they started out on this venture. A little more than 2 years into their married life, Dad started to have difficulty walking. This was later diagnosed as multiple sclerosis. Now, when her obituary was written, then already that name was known. When mother's obituary was but I'm mixed up now.
Dad's, yeah.
Dad's obituary was written, and it was creeping paralysis. His body was gradually becoming weaker until he couldn't walk anymore. In the last 3 years of life, he was totally bedridden until his death, September 1946. This illness made life difficult for mother. During this time, as you heard before, 8 children were born in a little more than 8 years. Mother worked very hard to raise a family and taking care of a sick husband. For 12 years as a widow, mother continued farming with the help of her children. She moved to Steinbach in 1958. This move started a new chapter in her life. For many years, she gave herself in serving her Lord, her family, her church, and her community. She did many hours of volunteer work for the Rest Haven nursing home. And when she was getting to the place where she needed to be admitted into the Rest Haven, they were going to send her to Brokenhead, to her nursing home. And I went to the daycare worker, and I kind of explained that she had spent hours and days on her knees washing floors, and why she wouldn't be able to go to Rest Haven to spend the rest of her life. And within a day, they had changed their decision, and Grandma moved into the Rest Haven nursing home. She also did many hours of church, sewing circle, hospital aid. Her organizational abilities were recognized. She was a true servant and a true leader. During her first 70 years of life, mother experienced little illness. About 10 years ago, she showed some mental difficulties, which the doctor diagnosed as Alzheimer's disease 5 years ago. This began a difficult decade in her life for both herself and her family. With her situation deteriorating, it was necessary to leave her to take up residence in the Rest Haven nursing home in Steinbach. Here she lived until she passed to eternal reward on July 23rd at approximately 11:15. 5 of her children, 2 daughters-in-law, and a sister were present to witness her peaceful departure. I don't know, you want all the descendants listed here?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Maria leaves to cherish her memory 4 daughters: Gertrude of Steinbach, Anna and Peter Quaker of Winnipeg, Alma Newfolk, Edmonton, Alberta, Tina and Albert Quaker, Steinbach, 4 sons, Peter and Wilma of Clearbrook, BC, Benjamin and Marie of Winnipeg, Levi and Esther of Calgary, Alberta, Henry and Ramona of Steinbach. 30 grandchildren and 37 great-grandchildren, 4 sisters, Gertrude of Fisher Branch, Tina, Mrs. Isaac Reimer, Hal and Mrs. John Lowen, Sarah and John Thiessen of St. Anne, brothers Cornelius, Mary of Riverton, Peter and Margaret of Ardburg, Klaus and Sarah of Blumenort, Henry and Elizabeth of Ardburg, Diedrich and Dora of Landmark, Jacob and Minna of Blumenort. And now there's only one brother remaining and lives in Ardburg. He's 97. Maria was predeceased by her husband in 1946, son-in-law William Neufeld, grandson Alan Neufeld, and grandson-in-law Vance Longman, one sister and 2 brothers. As a family, we want to express special appreciation to Rest Haven nursing home staff who took such good care of Mother. We also appreciate the love shown by friends and relatives. And the funeral took place in the Steinbach Evangelical Mennonite Church on July 27th. And who was there?
We were
1980.
Okay.
1989.
Eighty-nine.
That's